Good morning. It's Sunday morning, and we're going to talk about finding water, and we're going to talk about artist dates, and we're going to talk about walking, and we're going to talk about morning pages. I'm going to do this series a little bit differently than I did the artist way. When I did the artist way, I did everything kind of in a video. What I'm going to do in the videos is I'm going to talk about this week or the introduction. Right now it's going to be the introduction, the basics, the tools, and that kind of thing. I'm going to have little tiny video clips in the video at the end of my artist date, a little bit of the walking, a little bit of what my week I went out several times on nature walks. And then I'm going to write a blog post and I'm going to talk about my personal experience with that week, whatever week we're on. So she has Divining Rods where she gives you some stuff. You're supposed to write down that stuff. And I'm going to, on the blog post, talk about what I learned, what I liked, what I didn't like, maybe about this week, the current week. The introduction to Finding Water. Finding Water is the third book in the Artist Way series by Julia Cameron. It's also a 12-week self-guided course. It is alternating series of essays, matching tools that she calls divining rods, and it's to help us discover the living waters of creativity flowing through our often busy and difficult lives. The essays help with the process of finding water. The tools function like dowsing wands to point the way towards further spiritual growth. Morning pages are 3 pages of longhand stream of consciousness writing. They put you in the here and now. They're also a form of meditation. It's like a brain dump. She says that they often start out negative, and she calls that meeting the shadow and asking for a cup of coffee. The meeting the shadow is from Jung. She says that when we vent, though, we get rid of the negative and we make room for the positive. And I found that to be true. When I have not been remiss with morning pages, they are extremely helpful. I get stuck kind of in that, well, you're supposed to do them in the morning thing. And sometimes I find that I can't do them in the morning, that for me, it's better if I do them very last thing at night. And that by then, my brain is sort of in that limbo state all over again because I'm usually exhausted when I go to bed. I find that morning pages actually work a lot better for me as evening pages. But that's my personal preference, and sometimes I do write them in the morning. Sometimes I write them when I make coffee. While the coffee's brewing, I start my morning pages. Sometimes I write them in the evenings. I think you have to do what works for you. Artist dates. This is when we are seeking to nurture our creativity, we need adventures. We need time to ourselves. We need time to romance our artist, our creative self. Artist dates are weekly solo expeditions to do something just for you, something fun, and the part of the fun is planning it out. Says you can take a trip to the park, a museum, a coffee date. You can go to a coffee shop and read or write or write poetry, draw, whatever, create art, take photographs. You can go to on a nature walk. You can do pretty much anything. They don't have to be high art. I mean, you don't have to go to like an art gallery or a museum or anything specific. You can do whatever strikes your fancy. Some people like to go to craft stores. Some people like to go to craft fairs. This past Friday, you're going to see a little insert. I had to take my grandson to the doctor so he could get shots. He's 4 years old. He started K4 and his mom couldn't get off. So I took him and he was a brave boy. He did really good. He was very proud of him because he did very well. Took him to Starbucks and he had a little hot chocolate and a muffin, and I had my venti white chocolate mocha and a muffin, and we sat down with paper and pen and stickers and markers, and we wrote and colored and wrote our names and drew, put stickers on stuff. So that was my artist date. Now sometimes life intercedes and you can't have a solo artist date. I think that sometimes you can mix things up, and if you have somebody you can go have an artist date with and you can sit and draw, it's about creativity, or you can sit and read, or you can sit and write. I think that it's the creative date that you really need. I think nurturing your creativity is the important part. That's my personal opinion. Artist dates bring us optimism, that they awaken in us a sense of potential, our own and our world's. They help us know that we are not alone. Life is an adventure. They help us see the details. We pay attention to small things. The sense of enchantment increases. I think the walks help with that too, but I'll get to that in a minute. Time with your creative self that you tend to build on things, or you can build on things, and you could open the door to maybe taking a piano lesson or an art class or a photography class or a writing class or something. And I think that's true. And the walks. So one of the other tools are the walks. And she says to do this once a week, to take what she calls a goodly walk, which is about 20 minutes. And when you're out and about, that this wakes us up to our surroundings. It wakes our consciousness. She calls it conscious contact. And it gives us a sense of well-being. It's also good for your physical well-being. There's a quote that she uses by St. Augustine that says, "It is solved by walking." And she says that walking helps us unravel the things, whatever that it is, that walking helps us unravel those things. Walking mends the body-mind split by promoting the release of endorphins, and she calls these tiny neural messengers of optimism. Walking integrates our experience and it grounds our perspective, and I agree with that. Walking does increase a lot of that, and I find that I come up with a lot of ideas when I go for a walk. I do that a lot with when I get to like a place when I'm writing, and I'm like, oh. So I'll get up and I'll go walk around outside for a little bit. It'll really help. So this is week 1. So I've done an introduction. So if you're starting finding water this weekend, which is when I think everybody is actually starting theirs this past Friday, we should be right on time. We should be doing the videos and the blog posts right around when you're going to be in the middle of your doing things. Or if you started around the same time I did, we'll be in sync. It should be close enough so that you have some time to do your own stuff and to go read the blog post, watch the video, want to see your video, your blog post, your pictures, anything. Show me the stuff. Storms are coming. Storms are coming. Is that good?
Good cheese.
Your hot chocolate good? Yeah? You feel better now? Yeah?
I got chocolate.
You got chocolate? Yeah, you got shots today.
I don't eat that.
We don't like shots. No, we don't like shots. I love you. Our road is already getting flooded. You can see. That's water in the road over there. That's water. That part of the road, not so much. That one's on an incline, but down here, already getting flooded. Already getting flooded. My hair is soaking wet. I was outside. I took my grandson to the doctor. He got his shots. He got 2 shots in his thigh and his finger pricked. Yeah, he was not a happy camper. He said that the doctor was mean doctor. So Mimi took him to Starbucks and got him a hot chocolate and a muffin, and I got myself a venti white chocolate mocha and a muffin. And then I got myself a venti white chocolate mocha to come home with, because my daughter got off at 11:30 and I met her at Dollar Tree. to take a walk for finding water. Taken a few, but this is after the storm, the big tropical storm that was a hurricane category 1 and died down some. So I thought I'd do a little bit of video of walking. Right now I'm in my yard. Wanted to take a look at some of the damage to see what we have going on. Doesn't look like it was too bad. We have branches from our trees. So not too bad. Walking is, I love walking. I love taking a walk. I usually take a walk pretty much every day. There are days, however, when I don't. But most of the time I take them about every day. I really enjoy getting outside, getting some fresh air, that kind of thing. It's very helpful. Gonna go walk. Bye. Thank you. Have a good one. I'll see you again for finding water next Sunday. Thanks. Bye.